Alrighty, people of HTW's podcast. I am your host, HTWV2, as you guys all know. Welcome to HTW's podcast. This is episode 3, I guess you could call it. It's an episode of college football talk. I don't know what to call it. It's like sports. I basically just talk about college football. I call it college football talks with a Z. Then I realized how gay that was. And I've live streamed it on Google, but the thing is, when I get home, everyone's going to be sleeping. I'd rather just not do that. So I'm driving home, just got off work, 10:55 p.m. Coming home, and I'll wait. I'll let you go. But we're here to talk about some college football. Let's talk about the rankings real quick. It's conference championship weekend. I love these past 2 weeks. Last week it was rivalry games. I guess I'll kind of recap last week of what I thought about some of the games. But I mean, it's championship week right now. These 2 weeks are my favorite weeks of college football, man. And NFL football has some 2 good games. Sunday Night Football and the Green Bay Steelers game was pretty fun to watch. NFL has its moments. And then what was the Monday Night Football game? Fucking Browns. But anyways, so let's kind of just talk about last week. Last week was a good week. Lots of good football, man. Alabama almost kind of lost to Auburn. It shows you how viable Derrick Henry is. Kind of like when Baker Mayfield went out. Except this was the opposite. They made him run for 40 fucking rushes. I'm surprised that he's not like hurt by this point. And how many times they make him run the football? It's ridiculous. Let's try to think. What else happened? Clemson almost made a Clemson move. I knew that game was going to be close, man. That game was going to be close. Wasn't really surprised. I thought Clemson. I didn't think Clemson was going to lose, but it was going to be a close game. They didn't lose. Beat South Carolina. Oklahoma, baby, woo! If you guys do not know, I'm an Oklahoma fan. I fucking love Oklahoma. I've been an Oklahoma fan my whole life ever since. I can't help it, man. I can't help but be biased to Oklahoma. I fucking love Oklahoma, and fucking we're basically in. We'll see Sunday. I don't want to say we're in for sure until, even though my Facebook picture is an in photo of the Oklahoma Sooners scooter, but I don't want to officially say that we're in until Sunday. I guess the only question now, though, really, I mean, like, again, I don't want to say we're in for sure, but I guess the question is, will Oklahoma be number 3 or number 4? I feel like if Iowa wins out, or if Iowa wins Saturday, then I think that they could have a good shot of being number 3 and Oklahoma being number 4, although a lot of people want Oklahoma to play Alabama. Like, Alabama fans want Oklahoma versus Alabama, but Alabama has to face from Florida. But I'm not saying that. I mean, Florida put up 2 fucking points. They didn't even score those points. The fucking Florida fucking gave it to them, dude. Oh my god, Florida sucks. They're gonna need a miracle to win. They'll be out of the top 20. I think if they lose, I think Alabama's just gonna kill them. It's gonna be like 42-0. Derrick Henry's just gonna have Heisman. He's gonna win the Heisman. I want Baker to win, but I feel like Henry's gonna win the Heisman. Yeah, Iowa almost lost to Nebraska. They needed 4 interceptions from Tommy Armstrong to fucking win. Sorry. I mean, that one play where Tommy he threw it, the guy tipped it, and it was just right. I think they're like at the 3-yard line. I saw the highlights of it. It was dumb. The TCU Baylor game was cool. It was like I had some of my cousins and my uncle over, and we started watching John Wick. And we started watching John Wick after it was 14-14, and then we're like, oh shit, this game's gonna be high scoring. Then the weather was like, fuck you, you guys aren't scoring shit. So it was like 4. So we came back and it was like the fourth quarter was 14-14, and we're like, because at first we were like, oh, maybe we shouldn't watch this and watch the football game. It was a good idea. But yeah, so it seems like we have the college football playoff set. The top 5 rankings are still the same. I think there could have been some debate to put Oklahoma over Alabama, considering the fact that Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, they always have close games when it's in Stillwater, and Oklahoma just pretty much had not a blowout, but a very extremely convincing win, which again puts them in the conference, not the conference, the playoff, puts them right there. And honestly, if Oklahoma was number 4 or number 1, 4 or number 3, doesn't matter to me. I don't care if I face Clemson or Alabama, as long as we're in. And I feel I have good positive, good vibe. I have good feelings about both games. So let me take a sip. I have Pepsi. I'm not normally a Pepsi guy, but ever since I started working at this place I work at, I've been liking Pepsi, so because they have Pepsi products. So yeah, on that Pepsi grind. I'm trying to think. What other games are that? There's not much to talk about. Ohio State's number 6, Stanford's number 7. Surprise UNC, North Carolina. Notre Dame only fell 2 spots behind Stanford. Again, a 3-point win. But they're behind Florida State, which, if you look now, Florida State has the best loss. They lost to Clemson, and I don't remember the final score. I can look it up, and I'm driving. But it was a pretty close game. So, conversation can go either way. Obviously, Florida State's not going to make it in, but it would be pretty. But I mean, like, Notre Dame was bragging that they had the best loss, and now they do have the best loss. But I feel like Florida State pretty much does. They do have one of the worst losses, though. Florida State, although North Carolina does now. Like, you want to talk about Oklahoma fucking having the worst loss? North Carolina lost to fucking South Carolina, and they finished the season 3-9. Clemson almost lost to them. That's because it's a rivalry game. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a rivalry game, but my God, that team lost to Citadel. Like, at least if Texas and South Carolina played, Texas would win easy. I'm sorry, Texas would win against South Carolina. It'd be two touchdown winners. I mean, look, Texas is bad, but they'll finish the season 4-8 probably because they have to face Baylor. So I mean, if they magically win, so I mean, it's just like if North Carolina wins and they somehow make it in, they have the worst loss out of all the teams. And you watch the Oklahoma play; they're one of the best teams. I'm sorry, they're top 3. They're obviously number 3, but I think you could make a statement for them being over Bama. You can make a statement for them being over Clemson. Honestly, I feel like I don't care who they play. I have good confidence going into it. Obviously, I'll be nervous as fuck because it's the fucking semifinals of the national championship. But I mean, I'm just gonna be excited. It's kind of weird that's on New Year's Eve, which I like though. It's cool. You can kind of celebrate into the new year. Fucking going in. If you win, if you do win, if you lose, New Year sucks. Which kind of, I always kind of thought like on New Year's Eve or on New Year's Day, like there'd be like, or on New Year's Eve when it's about to turn, like, what's your New Year's resolution? Oh, win the fucking national championship. Now you have a chance to do that, I guess, if you win. So I guess it takes all doubt out. But hey, yeah, that's a weird thing. I don't know why I brought that up. But yeah, so not much else to talk about last week. Lots of good football. Houston won against Navy. And yeah, that's about all I have to say. Just went over train tracks. If you want to know what that noise is, let me take another sip. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this week. Conference championships, baby. Big 12 doesn't. They played their conference championship game last week. They won Oklahoma, outright champions. They didn't need a conference championship game, so they are the and they. I think Jeff Long even said that they didn't even look at it. They were Big 12 champions. So, but if Alabama's SEC champions, that's obviously over a Big 12 champion. So yeah, that's that. Oh, by the way, I didn't talk about the Stanford Notre Dame game. That was a fucking great game. Obviously, I was watching the Oklahoma State game, more. But I mean, my God, we saw Notre Dame score, and then like all of a sudden I look at Twitter and then I see that somebody tweeted out Stanford is about to kick a field goal. I'm like, Dad, me and my dad watching the game. I'm like, Dad, you better change it to the. I'm like, Dad, Stanford's about to kick a field goal. He's like, oh God. He turned in. He's like, I change it back. He was like, I don't want to watch it. I'm like, Dad, I don't care. I want to watch it. I don't care if you want to go through misery if they miss it. I want to watch it. And they fucking made it. Thank you, Stanford. Oh God, there's a train. Fuck. I just went over train tracks too. Fuck. Excuse me. Oh no, this way's cool. Never mind. I'm going underneath the bridge. I'm going. The train goes on a bridge, and I'm going under the bridge, so I'm good. But yeah, let's get conference championships out of the way. Let's see, which one should we start with? I think it's the American one with Houston and Temple. Forget the name of the conference. That's going to be a pretty good game, guys. I picked Houston in this one. I think Houston wins. They win the division. They win the division champions, conference. Yeah, conference. They win the conference, whatever conference they're in. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word. But next year, good game, opening weekend, first game of the year. Oklahoma at Houston, and it's at Reliant Stadium. I think that's what it's called now, or used to. It might be called that. But the Houston Texans Stadium, they play there. That's gonna be a good game. I know that's not till next year, but I just wanted to mention that. And then we have just trying to think of some smaller games. I guess I'll kind of get into the big ones. Stanford and USC. USC 8-4, and they're ranked like over some 2-loss teams. So show us what they think about USC. USC's a good team, man. Lost some close games. I'm glad that they hired that coach. I think he knows what they're good at. He knows that they're good at running the ball, so they run the ball. It's at Levi Stadium too, and I remember the Pac-12 when they first had the conference championships, or had the conference championship. They used to have the games. Oh shit! They used to have it just like at whoever had the best record stadium. And I always thought that was dumb. I thought you've had a conference championship. Like people say that the World Series is different because you play at both stadiums. But for like football, when it's just and that's a series. For football, when it's just one game, I don't like that. That's not good. So I thought that they're having this now that they have a big stadium that they can go to, Levi Stadium. Because I thought that they could have gone to I guess they could have gone to the old 49ers Stadium, but now they're going to Levi Stadium, it's a good stadium too. I know there's a lot of difficulty with the staff, and it's kind of hard to get around from WrestleMania. People that were telling me they went to WrestleMania. But yeah, it's a nice looking stadium. It's cool that they're having a college football game. They're gonna have the national championship game there too, so that's cool. I think Stanford wins that game. I think Stanford might jump Ohio State if one of the big teams loses. TBH, to be honest. Then, like, if Clemson loses, people are like, well, won't Clemson just go to down number 4? No, because they're not conference champions. So, yeah, that's that. And then we have the ACC championship. It's going to be a good game. Lots of people are overhyping North Carolina. I don't think they should be number 10. They should be number 8. They should be where Notre Dame is, because Notre Dame is, they have 2 losses. Florida State has 2 losses. They should be number 8. And I think if they win, they have a good chance. I think that they could jump a team, but they want Stanford to lose. But I think Clemson's going to win. Lots of people are saying North Carolina's going to win, yada, 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 because they only have 1 loss. It's like, fuck off. They only have 1 loss, and who the fuck have they played? They haven't played jack shit. The ACC is not that hard of a division. It has 2 good teams in Florida State and Clemson. And then the rest, it's like okay. It's like pretty good. It's not like the Pac-12 where you have a lot of good teams, but you don't just have that one great top team. It has one great team, one good team, and a lot of pretty good teams, like okay teams. And I guess they have two pretty good teams. Clemson's a great team. Florida State and UNC are the pretty good teams. But Clemson's going to win, guys. Like, there's no upset. I mean, I could see it happening, but I just don't think UNC's that good enough. I don't know. I just, like, who have they played, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Yes, they've gotten better since that first loss, but who the hell have they played? Like, at least with Oklahoma after the Texas loss, they played 3 straight top 25 teams currently right now that are still ranked top 25. They beat them 2 on the road in a place. They beat Baylor and Waco, a place that they've never lost in before, or at least in their new stadium. And they beat them. And like, you know, they beat TCU barely, but, you know, just, you know, yeah. I mean, like, you want to talk about playing nobody. Please. You want to use, like, the definition. Let me take a sip. I'm almost at my house, so I got to quickly rack this up. I took a long way so I could talk about this a lot more. Let's see. I'll talk about 2 more games. If I'm missing any conference championship games, I don't care. These are the only ones that really matter. SEC game, Alabama, Florida. Fucking Alabama's going to win 42-0. I'm calling it. Like, maybe they might get a field goal or a touchdown. Or it's going to be like 42, 45, 49 or whatever. To nothing, probably. Or maybe 3, maybe 7 if they get lucky. They aren't going to win. It's just, they're not good. They're not good. Florida sucks, man. They put up 2 points. They got a safety. I don't even know how they got the safety, too. I forget. But, yeah. So, let me think. What other games is there? There's not a lot of other big games. All right, so Michigan State and Iowa. This is going to be a good game, man. You know, I've been giving Iowa a lot of shit. Nice fucking turn signal, asshole. I've been giving Iowa a lot of shit. But I could see them winning this game, man. But Michigan State's been on a roll. They beat out Ohio State with their backup quarterback. So you can say that's the weather, but both teams have to play in the weather. And their defense is really good, man. I think Michigan State's going to win. But don't be surprised if Iowa wins, man. Iowa, you know, they are a good team, but I just don't think they're a top 10 team, if that makes sense. I think that they're like a top. They can be like a number 15 team. I feel like if they play Michigan, they have a good chance of being. If they play Michigan State, Ohio State, and Michigan, they'd be either like 9-3 or maybe 10-2. Maybe 10-2. I think that they could probably beat Michigan if they really wanted to. Lots of people will disagree with me, but that's what I think. So, anyways, guys, that's all. It's gonna be a fun weekend. I think we have like the MAC championship on Friday, so who gives a fuck? But it's always interesting to see. I love conference championship week, but the only sad part is, you know, that your teams only have 1, maybe 2 games left of the season after this, and sometimes your team's just not even playing, like my team is. So I have nothing really to look forward to. These past 3 weeks, I've been so look forward to Oklahoma playing that now it's just like, what do I have to look forward to now? So, yeah, that's all I got to say. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys did all enjoy. And see you all later. Peace out. Thanks.